Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Rembrandt, Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, Chris Burden, George Harvey. Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Rembrandt, Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, Chris Burden, George Harvey. Born in 1946, Chris Burden would make his mark on the art world by working in performance, installation, sculpture, and video. By the early 70s, Burden is just starting his career, producing performance pieces that ultimately shift into the emerging area of video. His distinct usage of danger, specifically self-endangerment, and the use of his own body, is something you can clearly see in his work up into his death. Shoot is a good example of one of Burden's performances being made for video. The performance included him and an assistant, in which the assistant shot Chris in the arm with a .22 caliber rifle. I believe it's this incorporation of video recording with his performances that leads him to produce the series of commercials, starting with Through the Night Softly. Fueled by his obsession to make it on TV nationally and have his art broadcasted to homes everywhere is a driving factor behind these pieces of work. The piece itself is very dark, almost as if it was shot at night. The hard light that starts creating these positive and negative spaces with the shadows and his body as he crawls through and on top of broken glass. First watching this, or being a person who saw this late night, I don't think it's quite obvious what is happening in frame. I think you see the human figure on the ground crawling, and you hear the sound of the glass, but you're not really sure if it is glass or not. And I think that ambiguity adds to this very odd, surreal moment that happened on live TV. And I think also how that now interacts with people who are viewing it is what draws them in and becomes not a work viewer situation, but a participant in this conversation. I think seeing that he could be successful in subverting the broadcasting service into exhibiting his art to, a mass audience, it fueled him to create 3 more works in the following years, using this notion of commercial or advertisement to push his own message out about current events or political atmosphere. And altogether, what these pieces represent is this breakdown of huge, in his own words, omnipotent broadcast television. Through Burden's subversion and having his piece broadcasted late night on national television, he created an experience that was unique for the time in which it was made. Chris Burden, George Harvey.